My name is Chris Johnson, and social media, in large part, is kind of shitty, but that's just because a lot of people are kind of shitty. But one of the things that I enjoy about it, aside from keeping in touch with the riffraff that I used to know over the years, is I like the memories thing. If you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, like let's say today is fucking February 4th, right? Which it fucking is. It's February 4th. I might get a message on Facebook that says like, hey, take a look at your fucking memories, goddammit. And it'll be like every fucking February 4th from, I don't know when the fuck I got Facebook. I had Facebook when I was in college, for fuck's sake. So there's 20 years worth of shit. You know, shit that's still around, shit that I haven't read from my college age and thought, holy fuck, I gotta delete this. You sound like a fucking idiot. Before I go any further, I feel like it came around at like the perfect time when like social media was just getting big. If my stupid ass came to be like now, when everybody's got a fucking video camera in their hand and shit, and they're screen grabbing like dipshit tweets, I'd be fucked. We say and do a lot of stupid shit when we're young, and we don't fucking need it all over the goddamn internet forever. But anyway, the memories remind me every year of a fucking awesome story from my radio days. When I was working at radio, I was what they called a technical producer, which basically meant that I hit fucking buttons. I was a button boy. I hit fucking buttons so you'd hear fucking music beds and commercials, and I'd turn on people's microphones and shit. Occasionally, I'd turn on my fucking microphone, and I'd go on the air and do sports and shit. And I feel like most people have seen like an audio board, like not in person, but like, you know, on TV and shit. I had a fucking board in front of me with a bunch of fucking faders. And if you wanted to make something louder, you push the fucking fader up. It's not a very complicated system. If you want to turn something on, you hit the fucking button so it lights up, all that shit. But if you didn't want shit going over the air, you could pull the fader back and put it in what's called Q. If you wanted to test something out, you could play it through the fucking Q speaker. If I wanted to listen to something in the control room when motherfuckers talking on the air, I would pull that shit in Q, and I would listen on the speaker that is like 2 feet from my head. There's a lot of different ways you can play sounds or radio. You can play it right through the fucking fader. Or there's like a system that we had called carts. Carts back in the day meant like these big fucking things that you put in, like an 8-track type thing. But like our cart machine was all fucking digital. So like you could place like, I don't know, maybe like 6 sounds in the carts, and there would be buttons that would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I wanted to fucking play the sound in number 1, I would fucking hit number 1. Again, it's not fucking trigonometry here. It's very basic shit that a dipshit like me could run. When I worked in the control room during the morning show, my buddy Shrubs was an actual producer. I was a technical producer, which meant technically I hit fucking buttons. And from a technical perspective, I kept us on the air. Old Shrubcakes would call guests, would fucking like form the direction of the show. I didn't give 2 shits about the direction of the show. All I cared about was that you heard the fucking show. Shrubs had sleep apnea, but we didn't know it at the time. He would just constantly drift off in the fucking control room. Eventually he got that shit fucking checked out and had to get one of those fucking sleep masks. But I was more interested in the time before that, because the time before that was fucking hilarious for me. We didn't know why the fuck Shrubs was drifting off at work. We just know that he was drifting off at work. He would sit next to me sometimes in the control room. He'd be fucking tired. He'd fucking nod off. It was the fucking early news. The early news itself started at 5 in the morning, which meant like I'm getting up in the 3 o'clock hour. Shrubs was there before I was there, so he might be getting up at fucking 2:30 or whatever to get his ass to work on time. It's a fucked up shift. So I'm just thinking, hey man, Shrubs might have been up till midnight, banging hookers and knocking back shots or some shit. So he's coming to work tired, and he's falling asleep next to me in the control room. Like I said, I didn't know I had sleep apnea, but I gotta be honest with you, it wouldn't have affected what I did next, because I'd have done this shit anyway. So usually when he would like fall asleep, I would sometimes like make a noise like in the control room. I'd be like, "Wah!" Something like that, and then he would jump up and he'd get all fucking pissed at me, and I'd laugh my balls off. You know, juvenile bullshit. Stuff that I thought was fucking hilarious. So I had an idea one day, when he wasn't in the room, I was like, what if I just recorded a bunch of noises, like bah, 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 shit like that, and put it in that cart system I was describing earlier. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I did that. There was a series of sounds of me going, bah, 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 bah. Just random fucking noises that I would make, and I loaded it into the cart system. And then Shrubs would come to the control room, and like he would call a guest or some shit, and then he would fall asleep during the interview because it'd be boring as fuck, because it'd be about like the economy or some shit. Nobody cares about that at fucking 6:30 in the morning. So he would drift off. I'd watch him. I'd wait for it. I'd watch. His fucking head would droop, and then it would just be like sagging. And then I would hit the button on the fucking control board, and I would turn the Q speaker up really fucking loud. So I'd hit that button, and you'd hear, ah! And he would fucking, like, just hit the goddamn ceiling. It was like one of those goddamn cat videos where, you know, a broomstick hits the floor and a cat fucking jumps like 5 feet fucking high. That's what would happen with Shrubs. Shrubs would jump in the fucking chair, and I would laugh so fucking hard and be like, that's fucking hilarious. And it was never not funny. I didn't feel bad when I found out he had sleep apnea. Fuck it. Some of the best times, too, were when I would get him, like, twice. It would be a fucking twofer. It would be a fucking double. I'd watch him. He'd drift off. I'd hit the button. Hey, let's play Chris Johnson button number 3. And then he would jump up and he'd be like, God damn it. And then like 30 seconds later, he would drift off again. And I'd hit the next button and it would be like, Bop! And then he would jump again, and I would laugh even fucking harder the second time. And then he would leave the room and he wouldn't talk to me for the rest of the day. But it was worth it. It was worth it. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices as an asshole who's just looking for laughs. You have to sacrifice. Hey, maybe this guy's going to be pissed at me for a day, 2 days, a fucking week. I've had people at jobs before say, like, I am never talking to Chris Johnson again. They always come back. They can't quit my ass. They are the fucking Ledger to my Gyllenhaal. Or the Gyllenhaal to my Ledger. They're always going to come back. Because I know where the fucking thrills are. I will be back Sundays and Wednesdays. It's a new podcast episodes come out. Podbean is the host of the cast. Every fucking episode is there, but I'm also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and Pandora and TuneIn and iHeartRadio and wherever the fuck you please, goddammit. Amazon Music Podcast, wherever the fuck. I'm on Twitter and Blue Sky. That's the Johnson Hates You. I am on Instagram and maybe the number 5 minutes. And you can catch this shit right in my Facebook timeline.